Good morning, everybody. Hi, hello, how are you? My name is Noni Matikela. Welcome to the Noni M podcast. Guys, happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to you guys. It's a Friday. What is wrong with my voice? It's not healing. My voice is not healing. My voice is not healing. My voice is ha 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 ha. Anyway, guys, you know what to do. When you come in here, what you do, you go in, and then when you are inside Gulukudu, you put your like, Gesana. Please like the live so that everybody can know that we are live and we are here. You come in, you like, you come in, you like Gesana. We are going to YouTube, guys. Sani Bonani, good morning on YouTube streets. How are you guys doing as we wait for Mr. Balai and Mr. In Essence, former Mr. Consequence? What is it? Wow, I forgot the name. Now I know the name, but I don't remember it anymore. Anyway, guys, molweni ninjani, molweni kwezindawo nikuzo. Me, I'm here in Cape Town. It's windy, it's Sibekal, it's cold anyana. And then when upi wenzani nabani niphi nendawo, how is the weather where you are? What are you guys up to? What are you doing where you are? What's the Friday plan? What are you guys? 12 o'clock. Close those laptops and go home if you're at the office. Okay, close. Sanibonani nobai 16. I'm expecting Oguti 16 likes. Gulugudumi, Gulugudiyami. Please make sure that you are liking the live. Like the live. Please. Come on now. At this point, Sanibonani Kesan. Nipinenda, what are you doing? Where are you? Where are you? What are you doing? Sabona Susanele, uyile, Joa Scalituri, uyile, ifoni ilungile, umnikile umazala ifoni yakhe. Umnikile umamazala ifoni yakhe. Usebenzele endlini. Okay, 12 o'clock, close that laptop. Kelvin, hi, thank you so much. I love you too. Andiswa, we have collaborated this time. No, Andiswa, it's still early for this. It's still early. We're still greeting each other. Don't be. Good morning, Andy. Unjani. Hello, Lipointa. Sawona. I love your loyalty, girl. I love your loyalty. Hello, Pam. Hello, beautiful girl. Thank you so much, Emma. Beautiful girl is me. Without trying. Without trying. Without nefiva ifuna nje ndiphume imane ndivala nesifuba ingibhorile kanjalo. Look, ngentloko la ne-headache eshoka kabuhlungu, so I hate this. Hello, Lerato. We are back as if we never left. Gesana, you're still in bed. Oh my goodness, lucky you guys. Okay, anyway, so today I want us to go through. First, let's remind ourselves of what happened yesterday, and then we will talk about the things as a surprising Kesan. We will talk about things and what to expect today. Kabo, Mr. Gininda, Mr. Gininda. Hello, Saikile. Hello. How are you? We'll talk about that too. Why are these things not opening now? I want to see what were people saying. Okay, there is trending in South Africa 2,700 or 2,073 posts. Hashtag Senzo Meyiwa. Trial. I want to read the comment section there on that. Good morning, Mentos. And then we're going to go through what happened yesterday in court. Where is this WhatsApp of this laptop? Because that's where I keep my little notes. That's where I keep my little notes, Kesan. What were the people saying? No, ayikalungi ngilinde a new screen. It's been ordered. I am collaborating two phones for now. We'll take it back for fixing when my screen arrives. You better give Mama Zala. You better give Mama Zala her phone back. Someone is sending me a message on what you call on on WhatsApp saying that it's one of you guys asking me what am I using for my skin. My skin is beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, mother, for saying that. I'm using I wash my face with my hands and water. Ne? I wash my face with my hands and water. Sometimes I use the Pond's what you call face wash. The other one that works for me is the scrub from Katichura. Katichura scrub, use that one, the blue one, the scrub, the one that is written scrub, that one. Then I scrub my face, and then I don't use any Vaseline on my face. I let it dry on its own, and then when I'm done, when it's dry, and then I put in a toner in my skin and tone my skin, and then after it's toned, I would a tissue oil from Pep. What are they calling it? There's a tissue oil, Magnolia tissue oil from Pep. The one that has um. I can see this in my face, but now because I want to say it, I can't remember. So I will use that tissue oil from Pep. Yes. Don't what oil is that? Olive oil. I forgot now. Yes, that's what I use, mother. Anyway, now let's get to our business of the day. I love you Zizamele. I love Tifa. I hate Ndlovu. Ndlovu really pisses me off. Ndlovu, every time he does something, I'm like, I can't believe he has three wives, even though the other one we've never seen, or maybe we've seen once. The other two, I'm always like, who gets married to a stupid man like this? Because now I will get sick from being married to him. No ways. I'll get sick. He really annoys me, I tell you. This is an emblem of my church. Why? This is an emblem. Okay, let's start with what were the people saying when they were watching yesterday. Someone say, I'm educated enough to be educated by him. Hashtags. You remember what Nisa said? He was so not interested in that. She was so not interested in that. And then someone else is talking about the cover up. What's that? Whoa, whoa. Nangomunye umgosi, guys. Nangomunye umgosi. Utwitter ke. Okay. Now, what is it saying? The cover up 18 hours ago, the person is CD there by Twitter, posted this. However, sworn affidavits from witnesses and neighbors whose names have been withheld for safety reasons have revealed that a neighbor saw Meyiwa shoving and pushing his killer through the window before he was gunned down. Gladness told neighbors who had rushed to her home to offer support that Meyiwa was killed by three black males who demanded money and cell phones. She handed Meyiwa's phone to one of her neighbors minutes after he was shot. Another neighbor cleaned the crime scene before the police arrived. Okay, we know this, Mkos. A third neighbor who stays close to the Kumalas rushed out on hearing gunshots but saw no one emerging from the house. Concerned neighbors were made to run down the street towards a recreational park in pursuit of a non-existent assailant. Kumalo rushed a bleeding Meyiwa to hospital in his BMW X6, where he was confirmed dead. None of the people who were in the house at the same time of the incident phoned the police until one of the neighbors called 10111 and reported the matter. Gladness falsely pointed out Zamokuhle Mbatha as Meyiwa's killer at the identification parade without without what? Okay, I don't know without what. In there, okay, wait. Sorry. That's unfair, Dan. I don't like that. I don't appreciate people are telling me they're in bed. I'm working. I don't appreciate it at all. I'm not happy. You are the second person here. In their affidavits, neighbors and members of the police investigating team probing the Meyiwa case expressed frustration at what they regarded as foul play and a cover-up by the Kumalas and senior police officers. A neighbor who rushed to Gladness' home after the shooting said, I asked her who shot the son-in-law, and she said that 3 unknown black males shot her son-in-law. Further, that one came inside the house and demanded money and cell phones, and 2 remained outside. Even the one who entered the house is the very same one who shot Senzo. We ran after them as she directed us and looked around the park. And while we were running, other neighbors drove around in their cars, also looking for the guys who shot Senzo. We could not see or find any people. Even or activities. Another neighbor added, after that gunshot, I looked at the kitchen door of Kumalo family. I did not see any person coming out of their kitchen door. Colonel Busisiwe Joyce Buteles and Warrant Officer Mishek Makubo, who traveled to Durban as part of their investigations, raised concerns about the police cover-up. It is a shame that a crucial statement, Lopez, was obtained and never discussed with any prosecutor for evidence testing, said Makubo. So, okay, that's Ngozi that we come across on Twitter just now. I didn't see it before. All right, but it's nothing new. And then someone else, if I don't measure someone's intelligence based on how they speak, on how well they speak English was a person, I can't wait for cross-examination. Someone else said their color already. And then someone said Gininda getting ready to sweep the floor with the defense team, secure a conviction, close one of the biggest murder case in history, in Mzansi history. Great day ahead. Well, I hope this Lima Reaper person was sitting there and watching clearly. Like I hope this person was very closely watching, because what is this? That's not what happened in court. And someone else says Rata will be unhinged during Kininda's cross-examination. If you have a low tolerance of Rata's behavior in the past, I doubt you will survive his last dance. Guys, no. Guys, no. Guys, no. Guys, no. And then someone else says, I'm educated enough to be educated by him. Oh, guys. And then someone says, summary of Gininda's evidence in chief. Day 1, the 5 criminals will definitely be found guilty of killing Senzo Meyiwa. The hogwash from Umshololo Mgomezulu and Mnisi won't help them. That is the oracle 52 minutes ago today. Aibo, are you okay, sir? This person. Okay, the summary is coming from Linda and newsroom. We know that's nonsensical, right? And then someone says, as we wait to be educated by those who have written their exam, because he wants to educate us. He wants to educate the court. The bullet points 2019. Inside Senzo Meyiwa's murder cover up. Eh? Which paper is that now? White Nisingikazi Saibon. Which one is that? The Sunday. It's the Sunday Independent paper. Huh? Okay, we will come back to this because I'm curious. Save the image on desktop. I'm so curious, guys. What does it say? It's from 2019. From father who I was there, I met them and drank with them. Sabana Amapoisa with all your lives. What happened to Gininda's case of obstructing justice? Huh? Mr. Clean Up. Someone else says Balo is no longer leading his case now. He is defending certain narratives now. Yeah. He is not leading anymore, Shem. He is not. Okay, that's something else now. Someone is asking, how was Longwe getting lost if he was traveling with Makumalo to the hospital? It took him 30 to 45 minutes to get to the hospital because he was getting lost. He went to look for backup after escaping. Where? I mean, the police station is just 10 minutes away. Well, Baloy being led by Gininda is so funny to me. He is trailing behind. That was what you call coaching level 101, Kesan, because wow, what we dealt there, what we had to deal with there. Okay. Oh, someone else says the day we all have been waiting for has finally arrived. Brigadier Gininda, he is in the building. It's about to go down. And it did go down, guys. It actually went down. It did. Oh, it sure did, Shem. It is one of those. Squashing case 375 is equal to squashing Longwe. Okay, now let's get into my situation. My situation. Okay, the people on TikTok, guys, it's either you join us on YouTube or you join other people that are live. Thank you so much for your presence. I need to quit this one. I'm focused on that one. Thank you. Bye bye. I need my phone, was right. I need my phone. I was live for 2 hours. Wow. Today, guys. Okay, now there we have it. Guys, I'm not feeling okay. Yes, even my head is heavy. Okay, here are the notes. The state's last witness, lead investigator Brigadier Bongani Gininda, is expected on the stand. This was yesterday, was right. The state is likely or expected to wrap up with Brigadier Gininda, its case with Brigadier Gininda, who started his testimony yesterday. Okay, now Gininda heads the national called. He is leading the so-called National Cold Case Unit. Ne? That NEB, the 5 men accused of murder of Senzo Meyiwa, Gininda walks in court with stacks of files as he readies himself to testify. While 4 of the accused are yet to arrive, And then Sibanda for state informs court that the accused are still on en route. And then Baloyi, when they started now, he said he already testified in the trial within a trial. Gininda, of course. Ubaloyi, that was 23rd November 2023. Gininda, correct. Ubaloyi then asked him if the docket was allocated to his team. Gininda, in this matter, there are 3 investigators, me, which is Gininda, Muhola, and Mohane. I was surprised that he did not count Mabena. I know he's late, but he could have said it was me, late Mabena. I even have that thing. Have you, shaking? It's like something is shaking inside me. Okay, I don't know what is this now. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, I felt like he should have said me, late Mabena, Muhola, and Mukhane. Or I'm reaching. Wasn't he supposed to mention him? And then he says, Baloyi says to him, you mentioned this matter was allocated to you, Brigadier, 12 November 2018. Baloyi, you also know there is another docket in this case, Gininda, yes, docket 375, but it's not a murder docket, but defeating the ends of justice. And I was like, hi, no ways. Don't lie. I forgot to request that clip. I forgot. Because Umshololo read a letter from IPTA that says that the charge, Umshololo read a letter in court. Okay. Anyway, guys, I can't find. And now, this one says that this docket does not have a murder charge. Umshololo, when she read that letter, they accused all the 6 people that were in the house, and the 7th person is Mapiri. There are charges against them. And now the big question is, why were they never arrested? Because the first person that was supposed to be arrested that night even was Mapiri. Ask me why. Because she cleaned the crime scene. So for contamination of the crime scene, she was supposed to arrested that night. If they did it that night, this case would have never gone this long. If they did it that night. Okay. But this case now has more people added to it. But okay, let us wait until Mgomezulu starts the cross-examination, because now he is going to ask Gininda to read. We know Mr. Mgomezulu Udlakadla is going to say, please read the list of the accused there. Please read. Unless, of course, they do not have the updated one. It's not updated yet, but we do know that there is a list of people added there. We do know of 2 names, and it's people that we know. Okay, and then the charges there is defeating the ends of justice, and it's for murder. Okay, and then Gininda says, yes, docket 375, but it's not a murder docket, but defeating the ends of justice. He lied under oath. Now, that's a lie because he knows that's not the case. Gininda goes back to when the docket was allocated to him. There were 4 of us tasked with investigating this matter. There were theories when we took over this matter that the person who was the shooter was inside the house. That was part of the briefing we got to see if it was true. And then Mshololo objected, saying that she does not understand what this theory was, whether it is hearsay. And Ubaloy was like, I'm baffled with this objection. I'm like, sir, people are seeking understanding. What you mean that you are baffled? What you mean that you are baffled? Baffled by what? Because we are baffled by your behavior every day in this courtroom. So what on earth? What you mean? When I am being baffled can't be corroborating ke sana, collaborating. You can't. Ubafuthi noba lo, they can't be mabangajoli, they can't be jola. In fact, no, abakwazi ujola, guys. Mabangajoli, because yena, he's a baffle himself. He's always baffling us every day. Even today, he's going to baffle us. Ubaloyi. He can't use. There are words that he must stay away from. There are words that he must stay away from. Please, 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 I beg. Okay? And then Advocate Tulani Mgomezulu said that they need to know who is this person who brought this theory. And Ubaloy was like dismissing them. Omnis also came through and was like, where am I? Who is the source of that information? And then Ubaloy again dismissed them and was like, we will deal with this in due course. And he was not happy ke sana la kwagesi. He was not okay here ke sana ebusweni. No, he was not himself here. They irritated the heck out of him. Okay? And then Ubaloy, there was a briefing when this matter was assigned Gininda. Yes, Ubaloy, who assigned matter to you? Gininda, the National Commissioner Kehlas Tole. Gininda then says and continues and mentions that he received an instruction from the then Commissioner General Kehlas Tole. And then Gininda, when I was briefed, I was told Makuwe and Buteles would be part of the team. Didn't Makuba say they were all invited in one meeting? Okay. And then, Ubaloy, what happened after Meta was assigned to the team you led? Gininda. First of all, Umakuba said there were no leaders. Gininda said there were no, Umakuba said there were no leaders, but okay. The first directive I gave was copies of docket must be made for each team so they can read and analyze it based on evidence collected to say if they were perpetrators or intruders and who were they, and if they were not intruders, who were the perpetrators. When we got together, it was clear and a belief that there were no intruders, but based on what I analyzed, there were intruders. Ubaloy, who believed there were no intruders. Makubo and Butelezi were of that view. I also once believed so, but when I looked at the docket, I believed otherwise. I was like, sing to the Lord, sing unto the Lord. And I was like, sing to us, Gininda. Sing, 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 because you're dropping things here. You're dropping gems. So you also know that there were never intruders. You also know, sorry, that they were never intruders. Okay, let's move, guys. 10 o'clock is better. Let us move. And then Ubaloy, what was the base on? What was that based on? Gininda says it was not based on anything. It was before I could really look at the docket, except what I was hearing. But when one looked at the docket, looking at certain facts containing in the docket made me conclude there is no other way. There were intruders. And then he goes on to say, we got together and looked at these different views. I had the view together with Colonel Ramuhala that the evidence showed there were intruders, and it is based on that we went apart. We went different directions, and that gave rise to the opening of docket 375. I was not aware of it. Liar! Liar! Gininda says, I learned at a later stage that the docket was in existence, suggesting that certain people in the house were involved. Hang on. How is Gininda going to tell us that he was not aware of this docket, but they went separate ways? I'm waiting for Makubo to tell us exactly when they went separate ways, what was the agreement? Or what did they agree on? Number one. Number two, did they not speak about, okay, we will look into our theory of there were no intruders, and then if we come up with something, we open a case against that. So for him to say he was not aware, it's kind of shady for me, but we will hear when Makubo comes. Let's move. Let's not rush in saying that he was aware. Sharp. Let's take that for now from him that he was not aware. Let's take that from him. But I do want Makubo's explanation. Further explanation. And then Ubaloy, are you aware who opened this to other docket? Gininda warrant Makubo. I only had sight of it in 29 January 2020, not the contents but the file. For me, when he explained that, I was like, Gininda, you are skating on thin ice. There was no need for that part that I didn't know what was inside. No, there was absolutely no, unless you were asked. And then he said he only had sight of the contents of the docket after September of 2022. And then Ubaloyi said, you said there were certain facts that informed you there were intruders. Okay, Nenda, that was the first time that Brigadier Peruman came face to face with them after struggling to get the docket. The meeting did not end well because Brigadier Peruman was not happy with how protocol was not followed, and that is when the two officers left with the other docket, which is 375. Wait. So if there was a meeting with Peruman, it can't be in 2022 when he saw the docket, because that means this happened late 2020, 2019 or early 2020. It can't be right. It can't be correct for him to say, I only saw the docket in 2022. Hell no. Hell no, it can't be correct. If there was meetings with Peruman and then Peruman was leading the team, then it means at some point you guys had a discussion and they came, these two, saying this is what we have found. Do you understand? No, we are not children. Kaloksan ugininda alinga senzele leyo nto. And then he says that Perum was not happy with how protocol was not followed, and that it is when the two officers left with the other docket, which is 375. After they had left, discussions were held on what leads to follow. And then he says, absolutely, there were those factors, but as I was looking into those factors, I was looking at them in relation to Longwe. Twala, here we are. So from the onset, Longwe Twala has been a suspect, but no one has said anything. Okay. Okay. Longwe Twala, because in the midst of allegations, Longwe's name was coming up as a possible suspect who may have shot. Then, if Longwe's name was coming up as a possible suspect who may shot, why are we going to be talking about intruders? Then it goes back to what Makubo and Joyce were saying. If Makubo and Buteles are wrong, then why is Longwe's name popping up? They are not there most at this point. So why is Longwe's name popping up as a possible intruder? As a possible shooter, I mean. Do you understand? These people think that we are stupid. Gininda then says, when I look at the docket was to establish that according to the preliminary statements which the defense has, there was a cell phone belonging to Miss Kelly Kumalo that was robbed. That was one of the allegations. And then Gininda says, I was able to establish the specific number which was taken because she had 2 cell phones which were disclosed according to the docket. And Tina la court, we know of 8 cell phones again. We know of 8. The 072 number was taken, and Gininda says, I look at the cell phone records requested by first investigation team. The numbers of all the people in the house were available in the docket. What I could establish is that before the incident took place, you can wait. He says the numbers of the people. So those are the section 205 that he is referring to. Of all the people in the house were available in the docket. Yet Ubaloy has been feeding the court. No, Ubaloy now needs to get arrested. He has been lying to that court with so long. He has been lying to that courtroom, Ubaloy, so much that too much lies have been told by him, guys. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay. And then he says that after the shooting incident, the people who were inside the house moved to the hospital and they were picked up by the hospital tower. And that was in line with their statements in the docket. However, the alleged robbed phone takes a different direction. And when they were sitting at the hospital, the robbed cell phone tower was different, picking up at Muleleki section. So you guys are saying Muleleki is in Katlehong. And then there is someone who traveled for 30 minutes to 45 minutes to get to hospital. 10 minutes drive. Okay. Okay. I could not get an explanation of who was in possession of this robbed cell phone because everyone who was inside the house was at the hospital. In other words, if there were no intruders, one would not have expected the cell phone to go to a different direction. It would have remained at the scene or go with the people who were inside the house in the same direction. That's what told me there was a problem. And then Ubaloy asked, what do you mean? I'm referring to the suggestion that there were no intruders because it was clear someone was in possession of that cell phone in a different direction. Ubaloy's cell phone evidence before this court by Pinky, those extras of section 205 pertaining to specific number, place it on record. It ends with 249. Okay. The name of the person that number appears against, it's Kelly Kumalo. That's what this one says, Gininda. And then Ubaloy, are you able to read the number now? Gininda, it ends with 2498. It belongs to Kelly Kumalo, reported to have been taken during the incident. Ubaloy, you mentioned this number picked up at Muleleki Tower. Gininda, it did pick up at the Muleleki Tower at 2152 on 26 October 2014. Hang on. These people who left the Kumalo home left it before 8 or 8 o'clock-ish. So why is it going to take from 8, 9, almost 10 for the accused if they were there to get to Muleleki? Almost 2 hours? No. No, something is very wrong. And then he says, Baloy, are there any other factors that informed you there were intruders? Okay, Gininda, correct. The second thing was the DNA because it was contained in the statements that the perpetrators left a head and mixed DNA was found. Mixed DNA for who? Hey, there was never a DNA for the accused there. I checked the DNA in comparison with everyone who was in the house, and what I found was that the DNA of everyone was inside the house was excluded from the DNA found on the head, meaning the door or the contributor of the DNA found on the head was not any of the people inside the house. And this is the same head that there is a picture of Tumelo wearing something like that. And then he says that the results of Mtokozi Sitwala excluded, all samples Kelly Kumalo excluded, on all samples Madlala Tumelo excluded, on all samples, long Twala included on all samples, Zandile Kumalo included on the Smirnoff can, Gladness Kumalo included on the toilet door handle swab, on in essence of the mixed DNA of the head, none of them were ready, my lord. I was like, my goodness. Okay. And then Gininda says the third factor, my lord, it was the vehicle tracking system of Longwe. I was able to establish he was driving a red car and looked at his vehicle movement. From the scene, it moved to the hospital. For example, it was not where the robbed cell phone was. Hey, guys. The other factor I looked at was the eyewitnesses, not the people in the house that led me to the statements of neighbors. And the people in the streets, for example, the Ngashes, in their statement, it is clear they saw some people running out of during that commotion of the shooting, which is a lie because the Ngashe that went to court never said that. The Ngache father that passed away, we have a clip there. Is that not him? He says he did not see anything. All he said, that man, is that this child, this young boy, saw something that is not right. I, in their statement, it is clear they saw some people running out during that commotion of the shooting. Lies. Ubaloi, any other Ukininda, there was also Tabseng statement. It is mentioned perpetrators were seen running toward the park. Yo, I am changing of these statements, not occupants of the house, as some of the factors he considered. Ukininda, for example, the Gnatches, he was one of the neighbors who gave evidence in court. In their statement, it was clear that they saw people running out of the scene. No, no, no. The only person they saw was this one who was in their yard. Why is he lying? Yo, and then there was also Ntabi Seng who was sitting opposite the crime scene when the incident happened. She said perpetrators were seen running out of the crime scene. The description of the dreadlock was given by one of them, which was in line with the statement of the occupant. One of the neighbors also assisted with the drawing of the ID kit of the intruder who was wearing a hood. Their statement were acceptable because I did not see a reason for them to lie. The ID kit is beamed in court, and Gininda points to the suspect to wear a hoodie. He continues that he also looked at the first responding officers who said they received reports of a shooting and that the intruders ran towards the direction of the park. And then Gininda, the description of the dreadlocks made by one of these females also matched the description of the people inside the house, and another mentioned the hoodie. What I also established is that there was no relationship between the people inside the house and the neighbors. There was no reasons I could find that these neighbors could be influenced. I found credence and reliability uh, in that they were telling the truth in terms of what they saw. Who else has ever had a neighbor that they don't get along with? No, there's no in fact, not get along. There is always a relationship with neighbors, whether they get along or they don't. They first get along, and then they fought. That's a relationship on its own, even if they are not getting along. There is also a relationship when they are getting along. That's a normal, perfect relationship. So, what does he mean when he says there's no relationship? Really? Hmm. Okay. She also says, I could look at the first responding officer. I noted the report they received was a shooting and the perpetrators ran towards the park. He goes back to the factors and says he also looked at the statement of the occupants, checked descriptions they gave were in line with the descriptions of the neighbors. And Gininda also says he found that they do align, although with a few differences. He mentions the height and dreadlocks among the other things that were aligned. And then he doesn't mention the gold tooth. He doesn't mention the color schemes. He doesn't mention, like, guys. Okay. And then he speaks of, and then he says, now, my lord, taking all these facts that I mentioned, it would have been a miscarriage of justice to still believe no one came into the house. There is no way So I was convinced people came into the house. And then he spoke about meetings with AfriForum in which they were on a watching brief for the Meyiwa family. We exchanged information and worked well. Hmm? 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 You exchange information. You mean you lied to them? Okay. Baloy tells us about what led to the meeting. Baloy says, tell us about what led to the meeting with Constable Sizwe on the 13th November 2019. Gininda, around June, I received a call from National Commissioner saying there's an individual who has information about the perpetrators who were involved in the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. And then he proceeds to say, I then proceeded to office, and this is where Constable Zungu was introduced to me with the information. After meeting him, he gave me a report which suggested that his father was a direct witness to what he was telling me about, which implicated two people. That's where the names of accused number 1 and 2 came up, but the father was not present. It was clear there wouldn't be okay. I then told him I would need to speak to the father to confirm what he was telling me. And then he told me it wouldn't be easy. It was clear there were fear of reprisals and people could lose their lives. We parted ways, and Gininda says there was no outcome until 13 November 2019. June, July, August, September, October. Yo! On 17th November, we went to meet his father, and that is when names of accused 1 and 2 came up. What is the name? Okay, Ninda says Absalom Zungu. When they said the name is Absalom Zungu, I knew there was problems. Absalom Zungu is the guy in the Bible that did the bad deeds. Gesan. Absalom in the Bible is known for bad deeds. Gesan. I knew. And then Gininda says they got a statement for the first time. We had names of the 2 suspects. That is where the investigation started. As a result, a number of cases were picked up against accused 1, and Sergeant Mukhola was assigned. The case against accused 2 assigned to Sergeant Mukhane. And then accused 1 was arrested on May 2020. Tell me, December 2019, December, October, November, December, wow, December 2019, January, February, March, April, May. 6 months after receiving all the information, what were they doing for 6 months? Okay, let me finish up. I choose number 1 was arrested on May 2020 on Tembisa case. Gininda said it was clear at the meeting with I choose 1 who's on 30 May. He was at a crime scene, but not the one who shot. Yeah. And then Sergeant Mukhola informed me on the 31st of May that the traditional healer had been located. We then agreed to meet at the provincial office of the detectives in Ariton. I went to the provincial office where I was introduced to Mr. Zwane, the traditional healer who would have cleansed. He says Mr. Zwane came to testify in this case. And then Gininda says, while I was there, the SWAT team entered with accused number 1 unplanned. Yo, what I remember is that he was handicapped and had leg irons. When he walked in, they looked at each other, and Mr. Zwane said in isiZulu, "Hawu mfana kaSibiya, waboshwa kangaka kwenze njani?" So if Mr. Zwane knew mfana kaSibiya, and then you can't lie to Inyanga when you go and want helps for whatever job that you are going to do. You can't lie. You need to tell them so that they know what they are dealing with. So why is this man going to ask the traditional healer? Why is the traditional healer going to ask Mfana Kasbiya, Waboshwa kanje kwenze njani? Why? He was shocked by how he was cuffed. He then responded by saying, "It's that Senzo Meyiwa matter that we came to cleanse for." Gininda says ballistic testing on Chiko Silo Twala firearm was done because there were lots of rumors. It showed it was negative. It was Operation Clean the Twala name, Kesana. It was Operation Clean the damn Twala name, Kesana. No matter what. It showed it was negative. It was not the firearm to discharge the bullet found at the crime scene. Then he says there is also no statement in the 636 docket that says Longwetwala or Kelly Kumalo killed Senzo Meyiwa. There is no statement from an eyewitness who says they saw X shooting X. There is also no statement that says there were no intruders or that they heard gunshots but saw no one. The only statement that seems to suggest that Senzo was shot by Longwe is the statement by Mr. Hlope, but that is hearsay. He says he was told by Mr. Madlala, but Mr. Madlala refuted that claim. Yintoni engathi kanti ikhona recording even if ikwa-Vodacom or MTN. And then Mr. Madlala, this Mr. would say, ngicela ninginike yona. Yeah. The motive is something else, but I was convinced, and still I'm convinced that there were intruders in that house. Gininda is given a picture, and he tells the court that the picture is of accused number 3, who has dreadlocks and dressed in beige. He said beige top. The whole time we were dealing with a beige jacket. Okay. All of a sudden, it has changed. It's a top. It was taken on the 26th October 2014. Baloyi on photos found on downloads from the phone of accused number 3. Gininda photo 12 resembles accused number 3, and my observation is it is him in a khaki top. In some of the statements, this description is made. These downloads were done in 2014. We found more than one photo which fits the description of him as the shooter on that day. I must also mention that the people in the house mentioned that one of them was dressed in khaki and had dreadlocks. He goes on to say that the photos were recovered in 2015 from his phone. Baloyi now referred him to Mr. Zwane's statement. Gininda read the parts where Zwane said Sibia was referred to him by an unknown person because he had been looking for employment. It says Sibia came with two other people. The statement indicates that Sibia came back a few days later and told Mr. Zwane that the job was done, but someone had been injured there. Gininda read where Zwane says he told Sibia that in his culture, cleansing is usually done after somebody has died. Gininda says that Sibia pointed at the crime scene and also close to the hostel, which was where they would have met before and after the killing. He said this is the line which the investigations took. Gininda said Sibia mentioned to him before that being taken to make a confession statement that the person who had ordered the hit was then girlfriend of deceased Kelly Kuman. He said that he was also contained in the statement that Sibia later made. And then when they were dealing with this part of pointings, that's when Mnisi was not happy at all and was not letting go Kisan. Because they were doing dodgy things there. And then that's when Mnisi was like, Mnisi, no. Who's this? It was. That's when Mnisi and Mshololo. Oh gosh. Guys, I suppose I'm going to be dark, ne? Let's finish up. We are almost done. I suppose that's when Mnisi and Mshololo did the things. Were fighting so much there, I guess. So because I cut a call, I guess I'm gonna be dark, or it's either because I'm so beautiful in the screen here that when I was cutting that call, I am so, oh gosh, even if I say so myself, what a beautiful picture. Let me take a screenshot because wow, I look so pretty. I look so pretty in my sick self. I look so pretty. Anyway, let me read your comments quickly. We have 5 minutes Oh, 4 minutes to go. Let me read your comments quickly, guys. Then we go. Um. Okay. 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 Patience, hi Noni. My heart bleeds for Ndanzi and Sibia since Gininda is on the set. It means that the AVL is clarity by Gininda. The defense must call all those people that Gininda mentioned. Ish. Good morning. Reporting from bed. Then, hello, your legend. Lerato Patkinenda forgot that's when the traditional healer came to court and denied that she knew I chose number one CB. He forgot. Fun and horror, judge fingers. Why did Baloy hand over the confession to Gininda and immediately ask to adjourn? I don't trust anything, but I don't trust him myself. Ukaya, in SA, there is no cold case unit, but we move through. Usheli, energy, ka Gininda, iphelile. 222 akasenayo sana. And Ukaya Makubu said Bekicel appointed 4 people for this case, and Gininda was one of them. Fun facts to say, hi, Sis Noni. I think the defense must put an application to call all the names he introduced in the evidence in chief. Then Gininda said enough the first day yesterday that will haunt him in cross-examination. Andiswa, please see, doctor, you have been complaining. Eish, Andiswa. Then the unit that doesn't solve any cold case. Leponza, he won't mention Mabena. He knows what he did to him. Then who are all the fallen police? Only Mabena and Rofu. Those are the 2 that we know of. Ulerato, Gininda saying, I recall pretending that to use his memory when we know that he watched YouTube and know everything in this case. Please, we are in 2024. We know you watched the trial. We are on 73, only 62 people liking. Guys, come on. Hello, Makanye. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Nesisa. Morning, Makanye. Hello to me. Type on his face if using a phone. Isabella says, Gininda is a good liar. There was never a department called cold case. He was paid for this case too. He cleans. He cleans. 65. Okay, guys, come on with the likes. Thank you. Uden, Minister of Police and Minister of Justice should confirm or deny that SA has a national cold case unit. They need to. You are right. Wabafana, I didn't see a notification of the court being broadcasted today. Only the one for the mass shooting in Lusikisiki in SAPC not broadcasting today. Maybe it will come. Patients, who is the head of cold case? Who is Gininda reporting to? It is him. He's reporting to himself. He said he believed 375 at first. I agree. He did say that. Gininda changed his view after he was given Rifaki, Hanikaya. Lerato Gininda, you are lying. Kelly's phone was discovered in the photo album of Mosia. Show in the phone in the house. Dan is asking who removed Peruman from the investigating team. I don't know. Maybe he's one of those 40 people Makobo referred to. Desmond Gosi. Hi Noni, morning. It's Friday today. Rasmatas mustn't adjourn. The case must to rush the tribune. I'm watching his moves. Fun facts, yo guys, you heard this. And I was saying working for correctional services. Did you hear him this? Did you hear this from Gininda's evidence in chief? I did. I sure did, sir. I was shocked also. The question is, when did she start to work for correctional services? I hope not after she testified as a thank you, allegedly. Ish, Rafaki. Ish. Ish. Umakasi, how come the DNA for the people in the house was negative and for those called intruders was negative, but they were still implicated in the case? Guys were being played here. It is also weird that a Kelly Kumalo who stays there, Emma Kumalo who stays there, their DNA won't be everywhere else. And Zandile. Ukotelo, Dabseng and her friend could not see long with asking for help, but they could see gold tooth without. Yo, emzansi Kotelo. Liponsa, how possible that they were there was no DNA for all the people in the house. That's a red flag, Kesan. Umakas, I think the other phone was using a different network. Maybe that's the reason it was picking the different tower. That is just my opinion. Hmm. And Seleti, hello, Zan. Belinda, good morning. Morning, Lindelwa. Guys, 69 people, 66, like, come on. Unoza, is Gininda a police officer or a mafia? He is too much, man. Uzanele, hayi man, if I remember vividly, Mukhan and Mukhola, zange bathetha ne-family kaSenzo. Two, Mukhola and Mukhan, never. They never did. You are so right. They never did. And then Ukotelo Gininda confirmed that intruder theory is not based on any facts as per Gininda. He said so. Yes, you are beautiful, my darling. Thank you so much. Guys, is it dark or is it my red picture? Because wow. Because wow. I knew I have big eyes, but they are too big. Osekile, thank you, Susnoni. Have a great day. Likewise, sir. Marcus, corruption at its highest levels, headed by the judge himself. What is painful thing is to see black men oppressed by another black man. It's a shame. It is a shame and painful indeed. Where is your face now? Your camera is off. It's because I received a call. Marcus, how was it a cold case when there was a team of investigators? I thought a cold case is when people stopped investigating it. If it's still in the desk and people are investigating, it can't be cold because people are still talking about it. And Senzo's case was never cold. Never. Year in, year out, we've been talking about it. Guys, when I receive a call, you can't see me after that. Anyway, it's 10 o'clock. Thank you so much. I will see you on my channel when we are on break. We're going to come through. When there's a break, we come through and start talking. Please do come through. We will come and vent together about the things that Gininda is going to say between 10 and 11. Okay? So when we go on a break, we go live also. Sharp, ne? Thank you, guys. Mr. Fun fact, that makes no mistake. Dabiseng got the job as a reward, allegedly. Lerato, I say after 11 when there is a break. When are you saying 3:30? 3:30, we are with Kwazi. But during the break, we are alone. Okay? Thank you. Liponza Babai, Marcus Mohola said Gininda did not share some of the information with them. But yesterday, Gininda is making them his equal. Did you hear him? Zanele, it's dark because I received a call. Zoe, it's dark because I received a call. And besides that, it's time for the court case. I will see you on the break of the court case. Ne? Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye, guys. Enjoy your day. Be blessed. Be blessed. Be blessed.